On today's video, Lost Kingdom 135's level 4 passes opened and all hell breaks loose. We will be covering Lost Kingdom 135 on this channel quite a bit, and this is the first of many videos to come. We'll cover a little bit of how this Lost Kingdom is structured, how it came about, and then a little bit of one of the toughest frontiers in this Lost Kingdom. People are getting zeroed, flags are burning, fortresses are going down, death counts and kill counts are going up. Everything is nuts, and we're covering it all here. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, make sure you slap a like on the video so I know you want more of this. And yeah, let's get on with it. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Today we're gonna watch Kingdom 135. We're starting the coverage of one of the craziest Lost Kingdoms that opened up recently. They are on their second season, and some familiar faces within this Lost Kingdom, as well as a very familiar situation straight out of our Lost Kingdom coming in here. Some people who were within Lost Kingdom 1 are in here too. Some of the Pokemons of Kingdom 185, as well as there are a few individuals that you guys have heard of before, like Mr. Character T in the top left corner, Kingdom 278. And boy, oh boy, this is going to be a crazy Lost Kingdom. Big shout out to every single kingdom in this Lost Kingdom: 278, 298, 283, 279, 311, 313, 289, and 291. All 8 hit me up at some point going, we want you to cover this. This is all you need to know before. This is all you need to know throughout. They're letting me know when they're fighting. They're sending me reports. They're telling me their strategies, their flagging plans. Unbelievable stuff. Thank you guys for being so cool and cooperating with me so I can showcase this to the community. This was sent to me. This is how the map is divided. And you can see something very similar in the first true frontier we're taking a look at. Kingdom 289 drew the shorter end of the stick when it comes to their alliance and the diplomacy, and they are going up against 291 and 313. Of course, they are a corner kingdom. That means that the folks of 313 had a very easy time to get to them, as these guys met almost halfway. Of course, the beginning lag, all that good stuff, that all came in play in here, but that didn't stop either of these teams and going really nuts. On top of that, Kingdom 291 is really pushing up out there. The strategy these guys employed in Kingdom 289 wasn't a bad one. It's actually a really good one, and it's kind of what we thought the folks of 196 in Lost Kingdom 1 were going to do. This is a very similar strategy. They have their bottom team, their side team, and then they're trying to kind of get through the center to get themselves positioned a little better on the map. So far, their ability to hold back their opposition has been relatively good. As you know, some alliances have their better times and their worst times when there's more activity, less activity, and things like that. So thankfully, these guys of 289, when it comes time to holding strong, they know they hold, and when they have an opportunity to take advantage of it and do just this, they start pushing hard. I have never seen a kingdom like Kingdom 289 pushing as much as they have been, losing ground and gaining ground all at the same time. These guys will trade a few flags and then burn a few flags and rebuild. And so for the first 24 hours or so, these guys are doing a fantastic work dividing up the two frontiers. And the folks from the top, the folks from the bottom know what their spots are, know what they need to do. They're swapping players based on need, and they are double rallying, as you can see right there. The first double rally in this Lost Kingdom right there, a big boy flag, and it really quickly burned. It was a first of many to come, and believe it or not, I was a little surprised, right? You would think that that first flag wouldn't burn that easy, even with two rallies coming up on it, a two rally. It's so hard to hold a double rally against a flag, but still, all these guys from Kingdom 311 were already all there. It's the beginning, it's the craziness. That flag shouldn't have burned, but in return, 400 decided to punish, and they punished hard. They went for this 89 LF for Alliance Fortress, and that rally was super effective. There's an Edward at the front of it with a YSG in the back, And really, that Charles Martel was having such a hard time holding on. Believe it or not, the folks in 89LF, 89LXL, and a bunch of other alliances that they have from Kingdom 289 were able to give up alliance fortresses like that, but at the same time gain something out of it. What did they do in here? While we were spectating this and this fortress was going down, they were building the blockade at the bottom to not allow Kingdom 291 to build too much towards the center and not allow them to potentially come and intervene with the fight that's happening with 313. The thing is, in this early of a stage, unless this was a we would call it a bait fort, which essentially they wanted 400 to build towards that fort, break that fort, but waste flags getting there. If that was the idea, then it would have been fantastic. The problem was it was dropped right there in that center area where those two kingdoms were about to collide, and so maybe it slowed down Kingdom 400's progress by as long as it took to get rid of this fortress. But I don't know how effective that fortress really was. It doesn't mean that this is how everything went. Kingdom 400 came out of the gate swinging, and they are a very Kingdom 400. Kingdom 291, with the folks of 400, came out swinging. And listen, this is no joke. These guys are the real deal. They have, as you can see, a very good Edward. They have a bunch of other of these new commanders, all either maxed out or very close to get that expertise. This Edward, I believe, is 5554, almost there. We'll see in the report in a bit. But just like that, that Alliance Fortress just could not hold. And even though there was an open field battle happening all over the place, I am loving the Ethelfleds I'm seeing on the open field. Unfortunately for the folks of 289, this fortress went down. And as 400 kept building on and doing their thing, you can see the breakup right there. As 400 kept doing their things, it was a little bit rough to get started with. Obviously, here comes the report, and bam, look at that. So much coming in here, so many reinforcements trying to do their best. A little bit of open field hits right there, a lot of open field hits right there. And then comes the fortress, 600,000 out the window, dead and gone. 800k, big boy loss, really, 200,000-ish. Severely wounded and another 600,000-ish deads. Big hit. A very, very good statement by 400, not letting things go easy for 289. When your kingdom is split, like the guys at 289, we previously mentioned it when covering the folks of 196. You can't have everything. By the way, there is that Edward. You can't have everything. There aren't any kingdoms out there that have enough firepower to have all their big boys split up. You always have to focus on one frontier while giving that other side a little bit of difficulties, not letting them push too much, but at the same time knowing that one side will probably be the tougher one, which you shouldn't focus on. You should just do your best to hold as much as you can on the one side while fighting the weaker side and locking them out. We saw a similar thing done by the folks of 118 and NCB and family. Big shout out to those guys because they had an amazing Lost Kingdom in their second season. They showed being tenacious. They were nuts. Kingdom 118 is super strong, and NCB within it, a very, very strong alliance. The guys at 289 seem to have realized that 291 are the tougher opponent. And even though they did their very best and they're still doing their very best to contain it, the beginning was a very, very dominant presence by the folks of 291, and specifically the Alliance 400, who are the big alliance in there, led by Kano and Co. Big shout out to the folks of 400, including Taco Cat, who hit me up. I hit him up for a report, and he's like, I've heard that you're a cool guy covering this thing, and bam, send me reports. What a nice guy. The folks of 289 did so much work to slow down that first aggression of 400 and just let the adrenaline go down, that I think that the play they made was really good. You gotta understand that as Lost Kingdom starts, everybody is hyped, everybody is coffeeed up, Everybody has been preparing for this, and everybody's been dying to get on the open field and see that happen. And so you have to realize that unless you are the stronger guy, unless you are on the you have the upper hand, which 289 don't have, you kind of have to tire out your opposition. Within 24 hours, the folks that were on from the first minute are gonna be sleepy, are gonna be tired, are gonna have family commitments, work commitments, food commitments. They're gonna have to take a break. You cannot fight nonstop 24/7. And so when 289 realized that they are in a pickle when it comes to the 2v1, it seems to me that what they're trying to do is they're just trying to get 400 and get the guys of 291's hype, let them go through, let them fight, slow them down as much as possible, try to just get some breathing room. And once these guys slow down a bit, which they did, it was time to go back and do the smacking. Spoiler alert to what you'll see a little bit in the future in a video coming up soon. The guys of 289 did manage to get some ground, but at the end of the day, again, when they have to cover both sides, obviously the ground they gain on the harder side goes away really quickly. And truthfully, the things that happened in this fight were really, really unbelievable. I mean, again, Kingdom 291 and the folks of 400 are so well versed. They were very good in Osiris League. You could see that they're a good team. They're a strong kingdom. And when 289 got stuck between two kingdoms, it kind of does suck, especially because the bottom left corner, Kingdom 283, didn't get any action at all. It really reminds me of Lost Kingdom 1, where 103 had no action almost all the way to the end until the level 5 passes opened up. And by that time, there was nobody left to fight. And so if 289 get locked in early on, they are probably going to have to wait for their allies to come and help them and bail them out, which it is a thing. It does happen every now and then. But for now, they're holding their ground so well. So well, it's very impressive. You can see that flag right there took a very big hit, but it wasn't that big of a hit compared to what happened in that rally. It was definitely a good one. A few of these folks, unfortunately, took a little bit too much damage from that YSG, who gained a lot of extra bonus damage right there. 70,000, 100,000, 30,000, 14,000, 15,000 severely wounded. Yes, it's only severely wounded. It's easy to heal, but every single piece of resource that has been used to heal these troops could have been used to heal troops later on that were part of rallies. While the folks of 89 LS and RS and a few others were up on the top, Pika and the folks of XL 89 LX, were at the bottom, double rallying this flag. This is that flag that burned previously. It instantly put out the fire and they refilled that thing, but 89 LX and Peak, sorry about that. I didn't notice that this is Peak, not Pika. The guys at Peak really quickly pulled off a double rally and went back into burning this thing. It didn't seem like MDFK were available too much. I didn't see Hachiko, who's sitting right next to the flag, going in and out too much. But what I did see was a counter rally. This counter rally came in an attempt to slow down things, but nope, it did not. That counter rally, as I recorded, I was like, cool, it's gonna go for this rally. Oh no, it's not going for 89 LX, it's going for Peak. Nope. They were more focused on fighting. They were more focused on getting a rally on the flag that was the Peak flag. And so that was really weird. It's really weird that an alliance has the manpower to rally and go on the aggressive, but doesn't have the manpower or maybe the will to defend their flags. At the end of the day, if the guys at Peak manage to burn this flag, they then can go back up, like you can see, as they are doing right now, and go join the flag that was getting rallied by the folks of Kingdom 313, and that wouldn't have worked out very well. This right here is another small report of that rally I was mentioning. These guys tried to hit Alliance Fortress against a very, very strong 200 million power player, Sebs. That doesn't work really well. This is the rally report of that flag. Lots of damage right there. Oh my goodness. And so with all this being said, going back to the top, these guys now of 400, we're now looking at the frontier that was up on the top rather than down below where the guys of 313 is. This is 291. They now built a flag where the previous flag we watched burned, and 289 were not going to let that happen for free. They definitely went on the rally and had this open field madness happening here where they tried to just slow down 291. It is not easy, again, to fight those two frontiers, but when 291 started aggressing, 289 did let them, but didn't let it happen for free. So that first flag we saw that flag that was being built that got burned was replaced by a 400 flag. And now that 400 flag is being rallied back. And even though that rally is not that strong, it's not doing that big of a damage, it is doing something, which is very, very important. And it is showing the folks of 400 that if you guys snooze on us, we will hit back. And they did. They did very well. We saw more progress at this point in time on the frontier at the bottom against 313 and not on the frontier against 291. I believe that this is on purpose. This is the strategy right here. The idea is to contain 291 as much as possible, keep them happy with fights here and there. As you can see, the rally was not successful. And from there, just aggress down at the bottom, try to lock that up first, and then get all those forces up to 291. The one thing I do believe, well, not believe, but the one thing that I would say that 2989 did a bit wrong in here is that they went for the rally all the way to the end. Usually, it is not recommended to keep rallying once your rally capacity goes below the half-point mark. At that point, you're just accruing too much damage and doing too little damage in return. So the advice for you guys who are potentially going into a Lost Kingdom or will be rally leaders in the future is do not let that rally go below the half-point mark. And if it does, disband it. If you disband it, you save yourself a lot of troops and you can really quickly remake another rally and do much more damage than letting the rally go down all the way to the end. You can see right here, 400 did not have an easy time. The rallies on their flags kept coming. It was a very, very interesting thing to watch because it was like rally by me, rally by you, rally by me, rally by you. Then maybe 2 rallies on you, 1 on me, and then 2 on me, and then 1 on you. It was a back and forth. Nobody shied out of fighting. And I think that that is the best play. One of the things that we noticed in a few Lost Kingdoms now is that people who feel like they are the inferior kingdom in the fight, people who think that the other side is stronger, and whether anyone will admit it or not, really, Kingdom 58 knew from the get-go we were stronger. Kingdom 185, who were super, super strong, did not really show up as much as I know most of them wanted to, primarily because of that extra thought in the back of their heads that going up against JWM is no joke. And what happens is usually people don't aggress. Now, Kingdom 185 did. In our Lost Kingdom, Kingdom 185 sent rallies out on JWM, burned a flag or 2, even destroyed a flag that was being built along the way. And that is the correct play. 289, even when their rally is not necessarily as successful, when their hits are not really successful, you will be losing those troops either by defending or by attacking. So if you're only defending, what you're doing is you're allowing your opposition to set the pace of the fight. But when you aggress, when you send rallies out, when you try to take over some area, when you put down flags, as soon as they burn your flag and the flag goes away, you put down another one. When you play a less reactive gameplay and you do more of a proactive gameplay, where right here, that's what Kingdom 289 are doing, you can throw your opposition's strategy and ideas off. Now, this is the fort of 89XL. There was another hit while we were watching at the top area. 289 against 291. This is a report that happened at the bottom area, 289 against 313. The folks of MDFK decided to try to hit that Alliance Fortress again unsuccessfully. These rallies on the folks of 400 happened quite a bit. And it wasn't just one or two rallies, and it wasn't when 400 was asleep. Kano sitting right there, the leader, one of the leaders of 400, was online at all time. And whoa, that screen flipped for a second. Was online at all time at that time, reinforcing the flag. And you can see people leaving the open field, coming in, teleports coming and going of folks trying to get closer to that flag and defend it. The rallies might have not been successful, but the fact that there was the extra aggression, it meant that their flags weren't being hit. And you can see at the top of the screen where the wood resource counter is, there is a flag being built by 289, which is being built without being aggressed on because 400 were more focused on this bottom flag and on defending this bottom flag and on defending this open field than setting a rally up on the top. Overall, 289 started off very, very well. They found themselves between a hard place and a rock. There is really very little you can do in a situation like that. We've seen 2v1s being won before, but it's not the easiest things on earth. And I'm very much looking forward to show you guys a few of the crazy things these guys have been doing, including massive holds, massive hits, flags burning, cities burning, and a bunch of awesome gameplay by 289. A counter rally this time coming in from 400. It came in a little bit, I guess, a little late. That rally, that YSG rally was super low at that point when that counter rally came in, that fast cav counter rally, but it did chunk down that rally down. And I believe this rally was broken up, if I'm not mistaken. Or if it wasn't broken up, it definitely burned right there. In a moment, we'll have a few sad faces in 289 march back. Again, not recommended at all. Do not do this. Break your rally if it goes below half, and definitely break your rally if a counter rally comes in. And as you can see, the guys of 289 were not gonna let this flag stay. Spoiler alert, it eventually ended up burning, as well as the flag up on the top above this one, because 289 are not here to play games. They are here to burn flags, gain territory, and potentially take out two kingdoms. It's going to be a tough thing to do. But so far, they're holding on much longer than I expect of any 2v1. And just like the Lost Kingdom 2 in Season 2, the guys at 118 did such a fantastic job against Kingdom 139 and Kingdom 234 that I believe that we will see Kingdom 289 come out in a way that not necessarily victorious, but they will definitely come out swinging and making sure that even if 291 and 313 win, by the time that Zone 6 opens up and the folks from 279 or from 278 can come in and get some fights with these guys will already be relatively depleted of resources, of troops, and even of firepower and fighting will, because the guys of 289 are really putting up a fight. And that's all I got to show you guys today. A bunch of flag reports, a bunch of just the beginning hype of this Lost Kingdom. In the next video, we're going to see the beginning of one of the funniest strategies I've seen in a while. 298 really knocked the ball out of the park with their strategy. I really dig it. 278 having to go against it, character T and TX46. Very exciting stuff. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and of course slap a like on this video before you leave. I'm Gekko. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. I appreciate every single one of you who always comes in, supports the channel, clicks the likes, subscribes, joins Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, all that good stuff. We're 3 followers away from 100 on Instagram. How crazy is that? Shout out to Kano right there. Take care, chat, folks, viewers, anyone, and I'll see you sooner rather than later. Peace.